Hi guys, today we are going to be learning about how to find the missing variable when it's a multiplication problem. We've done addition and subtraction already, and those you just have to go through the steps. We seem to be struggling a little bit with the steps, but go through step by step. You can find those. Multiplication ones have steps too, and you have to show each of those steps, but they're pretty easy. They're really not that bad. Tomorrow will be division ones, same idea. There's steps, not that hard, and we just have to practice those. So let's get right into it with the scales. For this one, I'll have three x's. 1x is the variable, and it's going to have some number. It's going to stand for some number. So x, we don't know. It's unknown. We're really not sure what it is. Now we have three of those, and that would be written as 3x. And as it's balanced, it equals, and I have 6 pieces over here. So 3x equals 6. Yes, obviously we know what that means. But here's how you prove it. If I have 3x equals 6, that means in each one of these, it has to be split up evenly. So the 6 must be split up evenly between these 3 x's. So in other words, I need to get x by itself. That's called isolating the variable, getting the variable by itself. I need to get this x by itself. And so I just need to split this up into 3 equal groups and take one of the groups. So 3 equal groups, take one of the groups. Now I am out of balance. So this isn't true. 1x is not equal 6. So since I broke this up into 3 equal groups, I have to break this up into 3 equal groups. And I'm only taking one of those groups. And because the weight of the cup's really affecting this, we're going to know that once it's balanced, they're going to be equal. So now, with this, we would say I took the 3 equal groups and I divided it by 3. And I took one of those groups. For the 6 over here, I took the 6 pieces and divided those into 3 equal groups. Then I took one of the groups. Now it looks like a fraction. 3 over 3 is 3 divided by 3. Fractions mean divide. So the line, we stand for divide. So I took 3 divided by 3, and I took 6 divided by 3. Now, I have these left. And again, the cup is going to factor in cup weight. But 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 1x is just x. All by itself. I've isolated the variable. What's on the other side? Since I split that into 3, I took 6 divided by 3, and that equals 2. So x equals 2, and this is exactly how you show your work. So 3x equals 6, x is going to equal 2. Not going to do much more with this. Hopefully you kind of get the idea. That's the reason it works, is you're dividing this side by a number and you divide this side by the same number. So you want to get this by itself. So if I had 5x equals 10, I need to get this x by itself. Imagine 5 of them here, and there were 10 over here. Well, I'm going to have to take the 5 and split them up into 5 equal groups. That's like dividing by 5. That's what it means. Now I'm showing my work. If I divide this side by 5, I have to do the exact same thing to the other side. And this is how I show that. I divide the other side by 5. So now 5 divided by 5 becomes 1. I don't have to write the 1. X, 1x is 1, is x. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And I just solved the problem and showed my work. One more. 3x equals 12. I'm going to take 3 away from this side. 3 away, or I'm sorry, I'm going to divide this side by 3. I'm going to divide this side by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and that's x. 12 divided by 3 is 4. X is 4. You can always check your answer. Does 2 times 3 equal 6? Yes. Does 2 times 5 equals 10? Yes. Does 4 times 3 equal 12? Yes. this is how you show your work. Need to show your work or else problems aren't correct. I'm going to do a few more examples. You should write those down. Then your split screen is pretty easy ones. Just make sure you show your work and then check it. I did a time lapse again, so it's pretty quick. I would do the whole sheet with the 6 problems. I would do the 6 problems, watch it on time lapse, make sure you do it. If it's going too fast for you, slow it down to half speed, 1/4 speed, or whatever, because it's on YouTube. And then check your answers. The assignment, you have to show your work. So you have to show your work on the split screen. You have to show your work on the assignment. That's where your grade gets in there. I'm going to do some more examples. All right, and for this one, we'll do 3x, keep doing 3x, equals 9. To show our work, we have to take 3x, we're going to divide it by 3 to get x by itself, isolate the variable. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I get x, that cancels each other out, 3 divided by 3 is 1, x equals 3. That is how we solve the equation and show our work. This one, (10x equals 50). We take this one, we divide it by 10, divide it by 10 to get the x by itself. X equals 50 divided by 10 is 5. Checking our answer, 5 times 10 is 50, and that is showing our work. (9x equals 81). We're going to divide each side by 9. That becomes 1. X equals 9. Do the problems on the split screen and then do your assignment. There's a couple of tricky ones in there. They're really not so bad. I'll just show you one of the tricky ones that you might get. You might get 1.5 x equals 3, and then it would say, okay, we have to get the x by itself, so you just take 1.5. Not a big deal. Don't get thrown off if there's a fraction. It works the same way. Don't get thrown off if there is a decimal. Not a big deal. Now this just reads 3 divided by 1.5. I know that becomes 1. I just have to figure this out. So I will put 3 in here, because 3 divided by 1.5, the one on the top goes in the box. I have to add a 0, and then I move that over, and that comes straight up. 15 into 30 is twice, and this answer is going to be 2. Okay, you might have to do a little work, not that big of a deal. Don't get stressed out by it.